Right now, we are going live and we're going to record. So, welcome to the Impact Maker Summit. As we kick off with all these bonus interviews for you guys, we just want to make something very clear. You need to be healthy to make an impact. Most of us as entrepreneurs, we get into the mode where we are literally going and we're going and we're going. And we forget that there's still a part of us that has to be nourished, right? Our body. And in order to be high impact, you gotta survive. And there's something that I've been looking into a lot lately. Why does our body do the things it does? And why is it always that there's just this doctor giving me a prescription? Because you guys know my journey. I got up to almost 300 pounds. And I went from like 245 to 270 during the episode that happened back in 2020. And I got really big. And then I couldn't slow it down no matter what I was doing. I was trying all these different things. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my blood pressure was through the roof. And the only advice I got was don't eat lunch meat, calm yourself down, get your mindset in order, and take these 5 pills. And I knew that was not the answer, that something was wrong inside my body. And I had to figure out what it was. And I started looking for coaches and looking for people just like Nin, our guest today. And I'm not going to go too far into my story, but just knowing that this is something that's deep to my heart because it happened to me 2 times in my career. When I was younger and I was in sales and I was really hitting top record numbers, I noticed that I had all these body problems in my life. My blood pressure was high, my heart rate was high, the way I interacted in the way I was sweating and just being a bigger dude, man. I'm 6'3", I was hitting 250. And I knew there was all these things where I just wasn't taking care of myself. And then one day I passed a kidney stone. And one day I just don't feel good. And one day my health is not right. And I'm getting ulcers and stress is kicking in my life. And we all are in this path right now to make a bigger impact to help more people. But if you don't take care of yourself first, none of that matters. You won't be here for the long run. You won't be able to do, have, and be the person that you vision if you don't take care of your health. And I want to make this clear in this situation that we're in right now, this community we are in together. There are thousands of coaches out there making an impact in thousands of different niches and modalities. So as I have Dr. Nin on today, I just want to introduce her. And I want to let her introduce herself. But I want to tell you, just since I've known her, I have started thinking more and more about the vitality that I want in my life and how I want to reclaim it and own it. I don't want a doctor just placating me with pills. I don't want people just telling me, oh, just do this diet, you're going to be fine, or hey, don't drink that, or don't eat that. I want to know that what's going into my body, what's going into my mind is taking over and building a legacy so that I can be the best I can be. So without any further ado, you guys know me. I was going to go all the way to 1:05. I'm like, I'm going to go 5 minutes of just preaching and ranting because I like to talk a lot. But before I do, Nin, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so glad to meet so many high-impact coaches. Like Brandon just mentioned about, you have to have a good health to make everything happen, make all your impact. Without health, you cannot do anything. So I will say most of the coach here in this summit and help you bring your top performance and help you how to climb the top of the mountain. But I'm here. So I want to talk about health. I want to give you the tool and the strategies to how to maintain your life, reclaim your vitality, so you can enjoy the scene while you're on your journey. So with your health, with your vitality.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I asked you to be in the summit was I feel like we get going so much, right? And there's so many outside voices that are coming at us, right? You're not good enough for this. You need that. You need to do this. If you did that, if you just walked, if you just did this, there's so many things that they're coming at us with. And I mean, there's 150 different million ways to get into shape, right? And you got to find the one that works for you. And what I know about you and what I've researched, because I've helped you with the back end of what your program looks like, you have a unique way of taking this on, right? And one of my favorite things was we were in I think we were in Los Angeles, and this gentleman um, was talking about different things, and he had been losing a lot of hair. And you literally called him out and said, it's because you're angry, you're stressed out and angry. And I was like, she's totally right. I know this gentleman. He's stressed out and he's angry. And you just like nailed it because you could see it in him. So I got a really big question for you, Nin. Is it, do I need to call you Dr. Yin? Dr. Nin?
No, just call me Nan, it's fine.
I know sometimes when you've earned it, I mean, I want to see it everywhere because you guys went through all that background to have this knowledge. The knowledge is only one piece of it, right? I always say that knowledge is knowing something, but the real meaning of knowledge is knowing something and leveraging it in your life so you can help other people, which is a perfect lead in for my next question for you. I want to know, what is unique about your coaching style? I know, but I want you to share with all of these listeners right now, all the people viewing, all the people who are going to watch your showcase in the summit in October. Just let everybody know, like, what's unique about your coaching to reclaim your vitality?
Okay. How I get my unique of my coaching actually can be traced from my work in hospital. I've been working in hospital for 41 years in 3 countries. I don't think many people are working in different countries, but I do, working for 41 years. Working with so many patients, countless patients, their illness can be traced to emotional origin, or most of the time emotional issues can causing physical problem, or physical problem causing the emotion. And also I see so many people wait until really sick, go to the hospital without taking care of themselves. So I'm thinking what I can do. So I started explore the holistic nursing. So my uniqueness of my coaching, I summarized in 5 pillars. The very first one is I use a holistic approach. I connect your body, mind, emotion, and spirit. The emotion is one of the 4 pillars in your health. So when I working with a client, with a patient, and I make this connection, and then help them find the root cause about what this. Oftentimes, the people forget. I just say, "Oh, I have a headache." So why you have the headache? Sometimes your migraine can be triggered by your overexcitement. And your stress can cause your stomach ache or your gut cramping. Sometimes we say, I have a gut feeling. So which means you taking something not comparable with yourself. So your body, your stomach has to expel that. So your gut will hurt, will cramping. So I connected the body, mind, emotion, and spirit to find the root cause and intervene from there accordingly. Secondly, I use integrate coaching tools like structural tools, mental tools, intuitive tools, and Asian techniques, such as I use the timeline, numerator scale, time management, walk the talk, even keep silence, and mindfulness. I even incorporate the taste in your life, taste in your health, what taste you prefer. Recently, I just had my newsletter, LinkedIn newsletter. Recently 2 weeks, I started talking about taste and life, taste and health. And watch my LinkedIn newsletter, you will find and what I talk about. Even you prefer sweetness, can be a different thing, can be emotional issues, can cause physical issues. So read my LinkedIn newsletter, you will learn something about very taste. So I integrate many different coaching tools in my coaching. And thirdly, about the homework. So I do not assign homework for you. The homework come from the coaching sections. During the section, I use different tools that based on what our discussion, what we explore together from your system, your concern. Sometimes even the way you talk. And I just talked with somebody. I point out that she was, she talked with me, she explored, she talked about her compassion, talk about her help, her service. And oftentimes she said, oh, I'm not lying. Just, I point out, I said, keep in mind in there, when you say I'm not lying, actually, which means you don't believe yourself. Even though you have your compassion, you have all your knowledge, your wisdom you can share with others, but you deep in your heart, you still have some question or doubt in yourself. And that's why she had some symptoms. And just from there, you believe yourself and taking care of yourself. And she practiced yoga. I said, go ahead, do your yoga breathing. And believe yourself, you knowing you taking care of yourself and you taking care of others. So just simply like that, or through our talking, I can find out what the real problem is. As often the coach might be not realize, or sometimes even you talk to the doctor about your medical issues, doctor might not think about that way.
They don't have time.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
let's diagnose. So let me
yeah.
kind of
So
recap what I misheard.
yeah, it's just simple like that. The fourth one, I coaching
Hold,
with my whole self.
let's hold the fourth one for a second. I want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah,
So we got 1 through 3 right now, right?
yeah.
But basically, what I just heard, and this is very profound for me. So I'm always saying to every single coach that comes through
Uh-huh,
my program that guess what? You are personal development
uh-huh,
with a product. That
uh-huh,
product could be as simple as this shake that I'm drinking every day, right? But
uh-huh.
I'm taking a personal development journey with my clients. And
Mhm,
step number one, your holistic approach, right?
uh-huh,
Body, mind, emotion, and spirit,
uh-huh.
personal development within
Yeah,
your product, right? So
uh-huh,
as you're helping each one of these people, this is huge for all of you that are out there right now, is that some people think that it's all homework based, right? Like do this, do that, do this. But no, there's all
mhm,
this mindset. There's emotion that needs to be involved. You need to step into a different world to become a different person. And if you want to
mhm,
be healthy, and what I'm hearing from you is these coaching tools, you're taking the difference of the medical world, the
uh-huh.
Asian techniques, and the coaching, and you're combining it just in these first 3 steps. So for
Yeah,
me, step one was the holistic approach, right? The
yeah,
body, the mind, the emotion.
yeah,
Step two, the coaching tools for the mental, what the words you say that become, right? And
yeah.
then step three is the homework based off of where you want them to go and things you
Uh-huh,
want them to focus on. Because
mhm,
just changing a couple words,
uh-huh,
I'm a firm believer that if you really want healing, it starts here and then it
Mhm.
starts here, and then it
Yeah.
starts here. And most people would tell you in your world that it starts in the gut. What you put
Uh-huh.
in there affects you for 72 hours up. Your brain is feeding off what went in on Monday. So today's Thursday. Whatever you ate Monday is feeding you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And if that was a bad day, you better change Tuesday. So I love
Uh-huh.
these
Yeah.
first three steps because it's personal development with your modalities, right? These things that you have
Yeah.
learned, this education that got you to think, what if I
Uh-huh.
combine it all into one?
Uh-huh.
Love
Yeah.
it. And I'm also jealous of your background right now. Here I am with my banner, and you've got like the beautiful view back there. So I
Uh-huh.
didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just really wanted to recap that because that's so beautiful. And I can't wait to hear number 4 and 5. So the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the recap.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 is I coaching with my whole self. Like everyone has to be you holistic. You involved myself too. So I have to apply my whole self, my compassion, my empathetic listening. And I give you space and time for you to discover your inner strengths and healing power inside of you. So I give you that space. We use my whole self. If I need a silence, I keep that silence. If I need ask a question, or I ask you to a question, I bring up my whole self, my compassion, my empathy to the coaching section. And with that, I know, and I have a curiosity in you, in everyone I talk to. I have a curiosity, I have a true interest in you to how I can help you. And actually, you help yourself. Meaning, I want always transfer my wisdom from you. You have to love yourself in order to health. So from myself, I practice love myself every day or when I need it. I practice that. So I transform this wisdom to you, to everyone I work with. The number 5, I use the modality. Those are very easy to incorporate in your daily routines. For example, a breathing exercise. One breathing exercise I talk to my patient oftentimes, I call the rose breathing. When I ask my patient, I say, can you take a deep breath? Oftentimes people say, that's not a really deep breath. I feel heartbroken to see people nowadays even don't know how to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can close your eyes or not close your eyes, you can really see, go to the rose field. You can imagine a rose. You really smell the rose. When you smell the rose, I said, why I ask you smell the rose? So I told them, the rose have the scent actually is high hidden, very deep. Rose actually do not have much scent. So you have to really, really take in order for you to feel the scent. You feel the scent itself, and you feel the beautiful, the color, the shape, the scent. Again, it's holistic. It's a whole flower itself, the energy, the flower ignite in you. All these very simple modalities, you can just easily to do it. Just remember every day you you go out your garden. The background is my backyard. So I have a tree, I have a spa, I have a swimming pool, and I have Hamlet. I'm a trained. Sometimes I go in there. So all the modality is very easy. I don't need to require you. That's why people want change. They said, okay, I need eat this, eat that. I need this exercise, but they cannot persistently doing that, consistently doing that. So just a few days, I said, oh, I'm on diet for three months. And then they put on certain diet, and then after 3 months, they go back. They may lost a few pounds, but they come back. So it's not have a health in mind, a health in knowing health, how important is health in it. So I want you to incorporate every easy way. So that's why my uniqueness of my coaching. So incorporate easily and practical modality into your daily routine. So you don't feel the burden with all that change. The change is gradually. So I advocate for the changes gradually for every day, because health is life. It's everyday life. No matter you have a high career, you have a whatever you have, the position, you have to have a health. That health is your daily life. So that's I want to focus on that. Gradually, every day, and you can do a little bit of things, just few seconds, a minute, you can keep yourself. Start from there.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. And you're right, right? You need to learn how to help yourself, and sometimes you just need that coach to show you.
Yeah.
And there was something that I've talked about this in the mentorship program, but something that really tripped me out, and it actually encouraged me to start taking piano. In 18 minutes a day, you can learn anything, right? 18 minutes a day is the statistic that they've come up with to learn anything in the world that you want, right? So if you just gradually take that 18 minutes each day and shift yourself with the guidance of you, right? With the homework that you're giving and putting your whole self into it. Like really
Yeah.
saying like, I'm committed to doing this, right? You hear the stories all the time of the lady who puts the little red dress up and goes, I'm going to fit into that by next summer. And she tells herself she's going to do it, so she does it. And we know that the mind controls so much, so much. As speakers, authors, coaches, entrepreneurs, we know if we can't get into the mindset to do the things that we want to do, they just don't come to life. And you
Yeah.
get sidetracked, things get in your way. But if you gradually start working on things one by one, you're so dead on with this. This is why I know your program is so successful, is that it's easy steps. Because
Yeah.
after about, what does they say, 21 days, it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
So after that third week, you start realizing that this is my lifestyle. This isn't just a diet or a fad. I'm doing this so that I can have that vitality, that I can reclaim my vitality, so that I can live. What if you gave 18 minutes a day this year and you lived 1 year longer at the end?
Yeah.
What if you gradually took this advice and did these things? Because there's certain things that we got to do at certain ages, right? Like right now, I'm going to be 50 this coming year. I embraced it with open arms. Like I still feel 25, right? But I got to look out for things. I got to watch for things coming up. I got to do tests. They send you these boxes out and they're like, send these samples back, and you do this blood work and you start finding out what you should be looking out for. And that's what I love about your program, right? The holistic approach, the tools, building that homework into where you are working on you and yourself and knowing that this is your life you're taking into consideration here, your whole self, and building it into daily routines. That's one of the key things that I see all these fad diets and fad shakes and fad this and fad that and do this and you're going to have that. They just don't work into your lifestyle. You could go be a bodybuilder for 6 months straight, but if you don't keep it up the next 6 months and make it part of your lifestyle, then that was just a fad for you and you will lose it all. But
Yeah.
if you, like I said, gradually and easily step into it, you're going to have the life that you want.
Yeah.
So For you right now, I know you know specifically who you like to work with. Who's your ideal client?
Okay. I will say I want to work with high achievers with health conscious. So there's a two components in this population I want to work with. Why? These are those peoples I can save. I know I can save. Why is it that? Like in a mass disaster rescue, you save the one you can save. I don't know if everyone knows that. In the mass disaster, we save the one we can save. We're not going to the dying patient. We save the patient we can save first. Yeah, so that's why I choose this group of people, high achievers, and with health conscious. Why? With high achievers, and they know their health very important to them. They know they need the health. They need to work whatever they want to do, whatever they want to achieve. And when they already achieve high, with those people, they can actually apply what they use in their organization, from their work, from their career, applying to the health. But not everyone, notice I work in the hospital. That's why I want to work with group people, because I see so many cases just make me heartbroken. Vice president, close to retire, maybe in next year or in 2 years, suddenly found a cancer diagnosis and need immediately intervention. Or even a healthcare administrator was upset on Monday. So somebody found that she was dead at home. A CEO had a stroke on the way to the meeting. Or another directors just collapsed in his office and has to go to the emergency room, go to hospital. That's what I see. So many people. They know with those people, they know how important their health is. They often have a very good insurance. But did the medical insurance keep you health? No. So that's what I want to get you send a message to those people, because you have all this knowledge you can apply to your health. Like you are leading an organization, you know your organization cannot run just you. And sometimes you will allow your subordinate, anyone, and your leadership to have a suggestion, to have to you. So this way you allow them. But why we are not allowed our body to show some symptoms, right? So think about that. Your body may have a high blood pressure or have a headache or whatever. Why you are not, you just take a pain pill or forget about it. If at work, one of your workers said, oh, okay, I have a good suggestion, I have an idea. You said, no, don't say it. What will happen? You suppress it. Okay, don't talk. I'm the one talk. You don't talk. So same thing apply to our body. our body is very complex, more complex than the organization you lead. So you want everybody, every part of our body to give the voice. In my coaching, I always ask people, oh, listen to your body. If you have symptoms, listen to it. And even talk with that part of the body. How to, why these symptoms happen? Like you have a knee pain. Why you a knee pain? Talk to your knee. So which can be your knee don't want you walk the route you are walking. So can actually send the signal for you, okay, stop what you are walking on. Can sympathize, but you just say, okay, I have a strong mind, I want to overcome whatever it is, and I want to get this, I want to be success. But no, your body tells you, okay, stop that what you're working on by showing your knee pain, simply like this. And with high achievers, so they can easily, when I point out that, when I bring out, I don't think the doctor will tell them, okay, you have knee pain and check, you have arthritis, give you pain medication, give you anti-inflammatory medicine, or have a knee replacement. That's it. It didn't solve any problem. It just fix the part. It didn't solve any, you are not healthy than that. So that's why I want the high achievers, they already has so much knowledge about the organization apply to the body. The body is pure, it is a much complex organization. So you want to apply your knowledge, your wisdom to your body to keep it healthy. That's why I want to choose these high achievers. I like to work with these people because I know I can save them. They can benefit most. That's what I want to work with. I focus right now.
See, that is what you work with. And here's a couple of things I want to throw in there, because as you're saying this, I'm relapsing back to years of being a high achiever, right? I've been doing it for a long time. I started my first company at 14 years old. And you know what I used to be told at that young age? Even when I was like 18 in construction, running construction companies, owning nightclubs, restaurants, there was this saying that always kind of like, this can't be true, that stress is the tax on success. And I used to go, no, that can't be. Like, you can't, I can have a high achieving job that's a stressful job, right? But if I mind myself and I gradually work on myself throughout the process, I'm allowed to not be stressed. But I used to believe it. I would listen to these things coming at me and going, okay, well, that's just part of the job, right? It's not.
No.
And the other piece that kept coming up for me, and this is something that's been resonating in my church recently, is that the pain is revealed to you so that you fix it.
Yeah.
Not to placate it, not to get a freaking vitamin that makes it go away a little bit. It's revealed to you so you can go find out what's causing it. And a lot of us, like I could stand here and say, I still am on blood pressure medicine and I'm slowly weeding myself off one by one, right? And as we're doing this, as we're working together, I'm gradually moving towards that piece, because the reason it's showing up in my life is because it needs to be fixed. Not placated, not take a medicine that suppresses it. What's causing it? So stress is not the tax on success. And when a pain is revealed to you, whether it's a struggle in your life or a struggle in your body, you got to find out why it's causing that struggle inside of you and fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what I love about your program.
Yeah. We can transform the stress into the energy we can use. You know, what's that stress come from? What's the stress about? You know, there's so many things you can dive into and work with that.
Yeah. And that's why high achievers are perfect for you, right? All of us that are going, we think that the stress is just a byproduct. It's the tax on being this successful. It's the tax on working this hard. That's not true. It's you, it's inside of you, and you need to step in, not out, and go
Yeah.
inside and align and find that right piece. This is this
Yeah.
is this is the main reason why I asked you to do the interview prior to the summit, is I really wanted to showcase like what you're doing is changing people's vitality.
Mm-hmm.
And in some cases or another, you're giving them life, not saving their life, you're giving them more life. And
Uh-huh.
that's what I love about what you're doing is that I always hear this saying when we get to the end, we would pay anything for just a little more time, right? No matter how much
Uh-huh.
money in the world you had, if you knew there was
Uh-huh.
only 5 days left, you would do whatever it takes to get 10. You would do whatever it takes to get that next 6 months, right? So why
Yeah.
don't you do it now? Like, I'm hoping the people that are hearing this today and the people who watch this replay, I can tell you right now, my health journey started because of hearing another gentleman talking to a doctor saying, I don't know why I didn't do this when I was this age.
Uh,
And I heard that podcast 3 years ago, right? So at that time I was 46 years old.
uh,
And that same year, I went to a cocktail party sitting with some friends. And one of the friends says, hey, so and so is not going to be here today. Her husband, same exact age as me, fell off the treadmill today and died.
mm,
And I'm like, that dude doesn't even have any blood pressure problems or nothing. There was no signs of him being sick.
mm,
Stress, overworked, successful person, heart attack. Two
uh-huh.
days later, a friend of ours calls and her husband died out of nowhere, 1 year older than me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is all happening around me. So at that moment in time, I said, okay, I heard the podcast. I've now heard of two incidences, the same age group as me. And I'm looking at the wives going, my God, that could be my wife. And I knew right then and there, 3 years ago, something was going to change. And I just started gradually working towards better. And I even formed that Facebook group, Better Every Day, because every day you could just get a little bit better and just fix a little bit of the things. Get the stress out of your body. Work with the coach to get that mindset correctly. Get the tools in place. Knowledge is great, but let's start leveraging that stuff with our coaches. And I
Yeah.
know you've got some extreme case studies that you talked about. And we do have a few more minutes, so I'd love for you to share the one that you
Uh,
told me about, the gentleman with a very high extreme blood pressure problem.
okay. So why I want to talk about the blood pressure, because I see the statistic said 51% of American adult will have a high blood pressure. I see that controlling blood pressure is not a goal for health. It is not, because I see myself, the doctor give a pill to increase the blood pressure, and at the same time he was taking 3 pills to lower the blood pressure. I was just saying all the intervenes, it's just damaging. It's doing nothing. It's more damage. That's why I want to talk about why our body have a blood pressure. So I will share one of the extreme case about the blood pressure. Why, where his blood pressure came from. So he was just a regular gentleman and a good citizen. And one day he was like trapped, tricked into help a government for something. He said, okay, I'll help. And then he was captivated, just tricked into the captivated. The first fact, I was talk about the fact, all those factors that causing his blood pressure. The first one is he was put in a cell the night, very cold, and the thing is, he want to go to the bathroom, go to poop. They denied him. A 50 years old man, and you don't allow to go to release. You are okay. That's number one. Then he was continually interrogated from morning from 7 o'clock to midnight. Interrogation. So threatening to confess, have a crime. They didn't even say what happened. Nothing happened. Don't even know anything. I said I don't. He said I don't make any crime. I'm a very good citizen. I comply all the laws, rules. I don't, just even continue. And after 3 days, and he feels like that's hopeless to explain, and so he just go hunger drive. And then 3 days he has no food, and the interrogation continue. And on the fourth day, they put an NG tube in there, the feeding tube in him, and continue investigate. So the mental stress, the physical stress, and all the interrogations, all day he was sitting in a small stool. On the small stool, you're not leaving, even go to bathroom, and you cannot even has to go to a bowel movement. He has to go certain time. In the 2 months he was captivated, he has only 2 times naturally eliminated. So that's one thing. So it was no channel to eliminate the toxin, and he was physically constrained in a small space. The third one, they shine all the spotlight on him. We sleep the 24 hours, even on the sleep, and the 2 bodyguards stay with him. When he finally, when people too tired, you fell to sleep, and the bodyguard will wake you up, ask you to take the hand out. They don't want the hand underneath the blanket. So for 2 months, no sleep, no relief bowels, and no physical activity, and continually interrogation, and without saying anything, anything what happened. So during this time, his blood pressure really up to 200, his heart rate 120, 130. So that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. That's
dangerous. So one of the doctor, there was a doctor there, the doctor just keeping them alive. So I know even someone died, they can say, okay, you died by, cry by your crime, right?
Yeah.
So one doctor see the condition, said, okay, you have to take some pills. At first he said, I never take a pill. I don't want to take a pill. The doctor said, oh, you have to take a pill. Yeah, that's the time you have to take pills. So he had to take a pill. The doctor said, okay, maybe I can request for you to sleep 2 hours earlier, but later on they still take that privilege again. So I have a case report about that. So there was, meaning for him, there was 4 major facts causing his blood pressure. Yeah. Constraint of physical, mental suffering, sleep disturbance.
No exercise.
Not able to release the toxin. So that's all can, think about it. This is an extreme case, but apply to everyone who has the high blood pressure. So what happened to you? So you maybe don't have this experience, captivated, forced to inactivate. You might have inactivity in yourself. You might unintentionally restrain your activity. So they can be, you might lost the sleep without knowing that what's causing your problem. That's why I want to use this extreme case to explain your blood pressure high. It's just symptoms and what your body tries to do. Of course, your body has to increase the blood pressure for you to relieve the toxin. You are holding it not to let go. Of course, you have to push it hard to get it out. So that's this people are just dear to me because I just see so many patients, especially the high achievers.
Yeah, because we push ourselves so hard.
Yeah. So they don't realize what to looking for. It's just, go to the doctor. Doctor said, okay, you have to control your blood pressure. Even, okay, medication, doctor may say, okay, you do exercise. What exercise you do? And how you can consistently doing the exercise. That's why you need a coach. You need someone to help you to explore your ability out. And help you have the right mindset, like you mentioned, the mindset, and help you, actually, when work together, yourself, everyone work with me, you will realize what you need to do, what homework you need to do, what exercise you need to do. Yeah, I have an example for that too, but I don't want to take too much of the time. Yeah.
No, I mean, I told you when we came on here, this isn't scripted. We're just going live because we are impact makers, right? We know why we do what we do. And there's so many people who are listening right now. I kind of want to really frame this for you, right? So here I am, healthy, 2008, huge mortgage meltdown, which inflicts stress onto the whole world, right? But every one of us reacted differently from it. Me personally, my stress level got so high that I got alopecia and a big chunk of hair just fell out of my beard, like gone. Like, whoa, I'm bald there. And then like a week later, a size of a 50-cent piece, like a circle that big around, just a perfect circle, just fell out of the back of my head. And I go to the doctor, blood works fine, everything's fine, but my stomach ulcer had flared up from all the stress, which caused so much stuff up into my body that alopecia kicked in, right? So there's all these things that exist in you, but if you maintain them, then outside circumstances come in. This gentleman being held hostage can't control what happens to your body. But us as high achievers, the one thing I knew I had to do was stabilize my breathing, get my mindset straight, and realize that it was happening to the whole entire nation. It wasn't just happening to me, right? And once I realized that mindset level, I was able to pull out of it. And I mean, I was doing everything to pacify that problem. Oh, I'll just have a drink, stress levels down. I'll take a Xanax. I'll go on this medication the doctor gave me. I'll take nighttime sleeping pills. No, the moment I healed is when I stopped all of that stuff and controlled my mind.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, right? I needed somebody. I wish I would have had you that year because, man, I'm standing there and my wife's like playing with the back of my head and she's like holding a piece of my hair. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, you just lost a chunk of your hair. And I'm like, what? And then I knew from that point forward, this is one good thing about living through that, that I would never allow my mind, body, spirit, or my emotions to be taken back to that level. I won't ever work with people who drive me into stress. I won't work with people who are conflictive. I won't work with people who don't suit my needs as a human, right? It's just not in my best interest as a human to be healthy. I can't be that person that takes on that kind of stress level, which is why we do what we do, right? To help other people not experience that. So I absolutely love that you were on here, Dan, and the floor was yours. I just like to talk a lot. Everyone knows that. But I can't wait for everyone to see your showcase. So those of you who are watching today, the showcase starts October 1st. All these warm-up series and just getting the group and the registrants and all the people in this community just kind of warmed up to be ready for what we're about to bring to life in October, which is only, what, 5 days away. Next Tuesday is the kickoff. And all these showcases are going to be available. And I know Dr. Nin has a great offer for all of you guys that she's going to be showcasing in hers. So I want you to make sure that you really take the time, that 18 minutes a day, to start
Mm,
catching the series and listening to the people that you need to hear from in your life right now. Because it's true, like the two biggest things I wrote down from this interview. The most shocking one is 50% of the people in the world have this high blood pressure, right? And the
mm,
doctors are just saying, yeah, yeah, let's just get you on a pill to get rid of it. Okay, cool. Now my insurance is paying for this, and this big circle's happening. But you can
yeah.
gradually and easily
Uh-huh.
change your life by owning that life and
Yeah.
reaching out to it, reaching out to yourself and saying, who's going to help me if not me? Who's going to help me if not me? If I don't get involved in my health, my vitality will slip away.
Uh-huh.
So thank you for doing all this today. And I know we were trying to find this time to get you in before the summit. It worked out perfectly because this is the exact time I wanted to go live.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad to share all my knowledge, my wisdom here.
And it is truly like the one thing that really stood out for me is this isn't just like traditional medicine. This is Asian techniques and techniques you've learned over 41 years from
Mm,
3 different countries.
mhm.
And we even talked about the extreme measure. A lot of us haven't
Uh-huh.
been through all that. I mean, there are people, right? There are people who have been through stressful situations like that, different types of trauma. And it all stems
Uh-huh.
back to an emotional response that always starts
Mhm.
reoccurring in you now.
Yeah.
You get
Mhm.
triggered back to them. As you were telling the stories, I was flashing back to the moment where I was that person, where I
Mhm.
was that person on the medication, taking the sleeping pills, not doing the things to fix it, but more just
Mhm.
to pacify it.
Mhm.
It was literally just pacifying the problem when it really
Mhm.
came down to here. And one of the funniest memories I had, it was when I went into the hospital and my blood pressure was pretty damn high. I don't
Mhm.
remember how it wasn't 200 over, but it was like something like 170 or 185 over
Uh-huh.
130. Like if they were pretty close together, which is really dangerous. And I was like, what does that mean? And the ER doctor,
Uh-huh.
he came over for a second. He said, I don't have much time to go over this with you, but I'm going to tell you right now, you need to change your mindset.
Uh-huh.
And I said, excuse me? Here I am, personal development coach, right? He said, I
Uh-huh.
want you to change. He goes, two things: get off the lunch meat and let's change your mindset. I want you to
Uh-huh.
start going on walks, thanking God for what you have in your life, being grateful. I want you to start thinking about your morning practices that you do, whether you go to the gym or what you're doing, but you got to change your mindset to start thinking of yourself as a healthier person.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, the ER doctor is coaching
Uh-huh.
me on mindset right now. This is
Uh-huh.
ironic because I'm in here
Uh-huh.
going, why is this happening? And he's going, fix your mindset.
Uh-huh.
Totally shocked me, like from a hospital perspective. And I'm like, okay, he's right. I do probably eat 2 sandwiches a week, which is
Uh-huh.
like the deli that I go through. The sandwich is like that thick, like it's almost like a half-pound sandwich of lunch meat. So that's a pound of processed lunch meat I was eating a week. And he's like, no, stop that right now and
Uh-huh.
fix your mindset. And he
Uh-huh.
even said, seek out a holistic coach. Go find someone to get your mindset correct. And like you
Uh-huh.
said, get the holistic approach done. Get those coaching tools in place. Start getting
Mm,
your homework to start knowing what you need to do to fix your life. And think of it as your whole self. You
mm,
are in charge of you. Sometimes you just
mm,
need a coach to step in to show you how to take charge of yourself and then
mm,
building it into habits that make your life even better.
mm.
So, in closing, I always like to tell everyone, like, how can someone get a hold of you? What's the best way to reach out to you if I want to talk to you?
I have a website, and can I put my website in there?
Yeah,
And
we'll drop your website in the comments, and then your showcase is on day 3 next week, so you'll be able to see the showcase and get in touch with her
uh,
and take advantage of all the offers she has. I know you're making a great offer to help the next 10 people who come
uh,
in, which is amazing because you don't just take anyone as clients. So
yeah.
all you high achievers out there, when you see her showcase, just click on one of the buttons below her video and get in touch with her and find out if this is the right time for you, right? Because if it's not now, then when? If you're not going to take advantage of this now, when will you take advantage of it? When it's too late? When will you fix the walls that are coming up, the emotions that are coming up in your life? When's that right time for you? You guys know me, right? I'm the Now Academy. So I know the time is now is huge in my life. Now has been how I deal with everything is right now. I either cut off what's going on in my world or I enhance it. So, Nin, thank you for today.
Thank you. I'm so glad to hear and talk about my compassion, my intention to help with the people who I know I can help.
Good. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. I will hit the little snooze button on the recording here. So, those of you who caught the replay, love you guys. Make sure you catch our showcase coming up, and I'll see you guys at the live show.